Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Archon coming at you with a little different stuff today. Pokemon TCG tournament I participated in last night. Did pretty well, made it to top cut. It's about 2 hours worth of footage, so I put it to ×2 speed. Got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I'll talk about the deck on the way. Had some good games. Got some other stuff TCG related I want to talk about. So this will kind of fly by here. I'm playing Joltik box deck, and I'll talk about kind of how this deck works in a little bit. But let me know if you like these kind of videos. This will be a little bit more long form where I'm just kind of yapping at you while you're watching my Pokemon TCG tournament run. This is the Umbreon League number 8. I just found this tournament on Limitless. It was just kind of a spur of the thing moment. I go kind of in and out with playing the Pokemon TCG. I've been playing since I was a kid. I started playing like competitively in person during Seniors League, which I think is like 12 to 15 years old, I think maybe. So middle school. And I've always loved the game. I love Pokemon, obviously, if you watch the channel here. It's a good game. I think as far as card games goes, it probably isn't the best, but I just like Pokemon, so there you go. So I kind of go in and out of playing the Pokemon TCG. So this was like I played maybe like 10 games in this current meta before entering this tournament. So please forgive me if I make huge misplays or just like read cards, because I mean a lot of these cards I recognize just from kind of absorbing information. We're playing a mirror match, by the way, here. Just from watching YouTube videos and stuff, but occasionally I will get the itch to play again. So that's kind of where I was at going into this tournament. I was a pretty decent. Oh my god, I thought my mouse was on the screen. That's just the mouse from last night. I was a pretty decent player back when I played. I think I won maybe like a few locals. Got some pretty decent placements in like cities and state tournaments. Never went to any like regionals or nationals or anything like that. I would consider myself a competent player. I'm not the greatest. You'll see a lot of misplays probably in this video, but also some really good games. I'll go in and out of talking about the game and talking about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. So let's talk about this game. This is a mirror match, Joltik box. So the whole point of this deck is to get Joltik out on your first turn. Hopefully you go second, because he has an attack for 1 energy that lets you search your deck for 2 lightning and 2 grass energies and attach them to your Pokemon any way you want, which is fucking crazy. 4 energy acceleration on turn 1 is kind of nuts, especially when you pair it with Pikachu EX, which has an attack for grass, lightning, and steel that does 300 damage. You'd have to discard all of the energy, but pretty good. And as well as Iron Hands, which has a 4 energy attack for 120 that lets you pick another prize card up if you get a knockout. And sorry if you hear background noises, my dryer's running right now, haha. Pikachu also has an ability, kind of like Sturdy in the actual Pokemon, where if it's full and it would get a knockout attack, it lives with 10 HP, so that's why we brought it up here, to get rid of that in case we need to pick a knockout on it later. It doesn't quite have the metal energy that it's looking for. With a Joltik mirror match, really is just who goes first or who wins the coin toss, because you want to go second actually, so you can get that Joltik off, so you can get a accelerating. So we got Pikachu on the bench ready to swing at something. We got another Iron Hands on the ground here. This deck is pretty good. It has actually I was playing this deck and I just kind of fell in love with it actually. It's really kind of chaotic but makes sense at the same time. We play a lot of Crispin, which allows you to accelerate energy further. A lot of Arvins and kind of a smattering of tools like this Power Glass here that we'll see. It lets you kind of get longevity with Pikachu here, or kind of lets you attack turn after turn with Pikachu if it doesn't die. Experience share, rescue board. We also play Latias for retreat cost. We play that one of Galvantula for dark type Pokemon. It's kind of fun. That Clefairy there really did nothing for me this entire tournament, and I pretty much took it out of the deck right after this tournament because it was pissing me off. It really does nothing, and the Psychic Energy that you have to put in the deck to be able to use Clefairy could be so much better used as another Metal Energy and probably another Lightning Energy. Yeah, I don't know. I net decked this deck obviously because I'm just getting back into this meta game. And I didn't quite understand what the Clefairy was for. I still don't know what the Clefairy is for, so I took it out. But yeah, let me know if you like these kind of long form videos. I like putting on the lo-fi in the back and just kind of hanging out. You know, I make the videos that I kind of want to watch, and I'm usually looking for something long form with somebody yapping, some nice lo-fi in the back, and like Pokemon to glance at every now and again while I'm working or doing chores around the house or whatever. So there you go. I've been kind of yapping this whole time. I don't know what the hell's going on in this game. I win this game. I go 4-1 in Swiss, and then I lose in Top Cut on first round in single elimination top 4. I got it best of 3. I get 2 really bad starts, and I just can't bring it back in Top Cut, unfortunately. So yeah. So I just kind of got Pikachu up front, kind of biding my time here, getting the Power Glass going. And I have Galvantula here with an experience share. That Power Glass came in useful because I was able to pick that Leaf Energy, Grass Energy, whatever, up from the discard, and EXP shared it. Bring up the Pikachu with bosses, and boom, there's the last 2 prizes. Boom, second game. This game, I think I lose this game. Trainer Gold. This guy also makes it to Top Cut. He gets second place. Does that work? Okay. This is the first time I play the N deck that's going around right now. I also didn't quite understand this deck. This music feels like it's too loud. Hold on. Hello. I didn't quite understand this deck either. It just kind of seemed like it wouldn't do enough damage. And I kind of have a bad start because I can't find any energy. And if I had an energy in my hand, I feel like I would have smoked this guy because he kind of had a bad start too. But it seems like this deck just kind of has bad starts. I don't know. Looking through my deck here, find a Latias. I can use Miraidon's whatever the fuck ability to get 2 guys. Boom, boom. Just checking my deck here to see what we're missing. Looks like we're missing a future boost. I think that comes into play. Yeah. Let's see what we get here, Nest Ball. What else do I want to talk about? So I played back in the day I played from like 2011 to 2014, 15 maybe. Really fun. I mean, I recommend it to any like parents with their kids who are just liking Pokemon. You know, I mean, Pokemon's pretty big still, and the cards are especially big. It's like, yeah, you know, I had a great time, had a lot of friends, like really formative parts of my years just going and playing a game competitively is, I mean, it may seem kind of nerdy or something, but really these kind of games build like pretty good critical thinking skills. Alright, enough about this school shit. Who fucking cares about that? I found this tournament on Limitless. I like to check Limitless. It's a pretty cool platform. It It lets you find tournaments. People host a shit ton of tournaments. You can pretty much find one at any hour of the day. You can find tons of deck lists there. Lots of good insights onto current metas. It's got like win rates and like usage rates. Super cool. So I don't play on limitless tournaments too often just because it is a time commitment. I think this took like 3 hours and I didn't even win. There was another round after that, which probably could have taken a lot longer, but yeah, it's a bit of a time commitment, but it is fun. I don't play in person anymore. It's really expensive and a lot of time, especially because of these goddamn scalpers. Oh my gosh. I mean, talk about ruining the fun out of a game, right? I mean, like, I can go to Target and there's just an empty shelf of Pokemon. Like, they got the end caps, like, oh, here's your Pokemon, and there's just nothing on the shelves. And it's like, man, if I was a kid at this time, like, that'd be devastating. Like, there was nothing more fun than, like, going to a tournament or whatever. You're just a kid, so you don't have money, but you got, like, a couple packs in your backpack or something, and it's like, oh, I'll trade you a fucking cheeseburger for a pack, you know? But now it's like, scalpers just buying packs, and it's like, just hyperinflation of values of Pokemon cards, and it's just sad. And it's like, think of the little kid that's just like, can I just get a pack of Pokemon cards? Like at the checkout. Like that was so much fun as a kid, just like getting some new cards. You didn't know what the fuck they did, but it was fun. And then now you just can't do that because there are none left. Because the 300-pound fucking assholes go and scoop it all off the shelves for some reason. Anyways. But that's why I like the Pokemon trading card game live, because it is pretty generous. It gives you just all the meta decks for free, pretty much. And then with like credits or whatever they call the trade tickets or something, you can get the cards you need, and it's like pretty reasonable. Especially since you can get code cards, which are very cheap. Because neckbeards just open the packs and then fucking sell the code cards. You can get 400 code cards, and that's usually enough to like get you a lot of credits. Enough credits to like last for a long time, like multiple like set rotations and shit like that. So I have like 70,000 credits, which will probably last me like the rest of my life. Just from buying like code cards for like 40 bucks. I mean, you can spend like 40 bucks and get just bling out every single deck, which is sick. I played the Pokemon trading card game online, and it was definitely not like that. There was a whole, you couldn't just trade or like for specific cards you want with credits. You had to like trade with packs that you got from code cards, obviously. And I think that game had a lot more soul than the Pokemon trading card game online. But I don't miss that trading system. Even though the trading was like, it was fun because it was like an economy, and it's just fun to me. Like an MMO almost. But it was way, way more expensive to get cards you want, especially like good cards. Because they didn't give you any meta decks either. You had to build your own cards or like open a shit zillion packs. Let me tune into the game here. I held that Iron Leaves in my hand this whole time just to kind of get like a surprise play. I like this Iron Leaves tech in this deck. Because there's a lot of darkness types in this meta right now. Zoroark, you got the Pecha Runs, you got Roaring Moon. So you can just slap that shit down and then just have all the energy you need on it and then just hit for weakness. Like, it's pretty fun. So I was kind of holding that in my hand to swing, woo. This was a super good game. Both of us had slow starts, but I think it just turned into, like... it just made it turn into a fun game. So it comes really down to the wire. I think we both go down to one prize card, and it's like, oh shit, is he going to draw it or is he not? I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. Yeah, shit's expensive now. That's kind of why I don't play in person anymore and just kind of play on the trading card game live. Like I remember when I was a kid, like I played Blastoise, Keldeo, if you guys remember that, and that was Boundaries Cross. That was when Boundaries Cross was when I started to like competitively play the game. I was kind of ramping up into it, and Boundaries Cross was when I started competing. And then Plasma Storm came out, and then Plasma Freeze. Plasma Freeze, it had the TDK deck, or I just called it Plasma, which was like Deoxys boosted all the other Plasma Pokemon you had in your deck, and you had Kyurem and Thundurus. And I remember, like, that deck was really prominent in my local scene. I know it was probably best deck in format, maybe a little debated. Darkrai was pretty dominant there for a while. And that was when Pokemon Catcher was, like, pre-errata, so it just did what Boss's Orders does, but not a supporter, which is crazy looking back. So you didn't have to flip a coin or anything. And I remember so clearly, it was like, you know, you're a kid, so you don't have money. And it's like, wow, one Pokemon catcher it was $25 for a single catcher, and every deck played 4, because why the fuck wouldn't you? It was ridiculous how good it was. So that's $100 off the bat for 4 of the 60 cards. And it's like, oh god. And then there was a time when Deoxys EX wasn't in the tin, like the tin promo, which made it way more affordable. And it was like, it was $40 a pop for Deoxys, and you played 4 of those too because it was fucking good. So it was like, wow, to get 8 of the 60 cards to play Plasma, like, what is that? Like $260 just for 8 of those cards, and it's like, you know, when you're a kid that's like, oh, I could have like a fifth of a Pokemon deck, or I could get like a fucking Xbox. Like this game, like it's not sustainable. But I made the most with what I had. I mean, my parents were good to me, and you know, I was able to build a competent Blastoise Keldeo deck that I was able to do well with. Yeah. And I can't even imagine what that shit's like nowadays. I mean, shit, like, you can go to a store and not see a single Journey Together pack, which is the current set. And it's like, yeah, good luck making a fucking Zoroark deck. Like, I don't even want to guess how much money these Zoroarks are right now. You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna check. Let's see. Ends Zoroark. Oh, it's only $12. Alright, never mind. Go make your fucking end deck, you bitch. Thanks for not proving my point. Anyways. Oh, I know Pheasantdipities were pretty expensive. Let me see how that Pheasantdipity. Okay, those are only $12 too. Alright, sick. Alright, maybe you should just go play in person nowadays then. Fuck it. Okay. So I knocked out his Reshiram because it was the only way for him to knock out my Iron Hands. And he found the Night Stretcher. These Zoroark decks just churn through the deck. Look, he has 11 cards in his hand. Fucking crazy. If I would have gotten the Joltik out a little earlier, I think I know I would have won this game. I feel like this deck is just kind of light. Anyways, I didn't talk about that game at fucking all, so hope you liked it. Third game here. This is against what the fuck deck is this? I think this is against Brute Bonnet, like the poison deck. We'll see here though. So we got Miraidon here. Oh no, it's against Charizard. This is a good deck. I kind of fucking clown this guy. I'm actually gonna talk about this game. How do you feel about that? So I'm looking through the deck here to what do we got prized. Do I have experience share in my hand? Yeah, okay. I have no idea what we were missing, but must not have been important. Looks like I'm gonna attach to Pikachu. I don't really agree with that. We'll see how that works out for me. I want to get Joltik out next turn. Hero's Cape on the Charmander will make it hard for Iron Hands to kill. Should have used up my items. Badu is fucking annoying. I like this meta though because of the go second. Like it felt for a really long time, like several years, it was like going second just was the worst. Like there was no point in going second. But now you have shit like Joltik and Badu, so it's like but you have like lots of evolution decks that want to go first anyways, so it's kind of mutually beneficial. I kind of like the way this meta looks right now. Sometimes there's just some fuck-ass decks that are just like not even fun, but I think there's a lot of good variety here. I really like the going second shit. He Ionos me. Pick up the rescue board to get Miraidon out of the active. That's really nice of him. What a homie. Kills the Duskull. Gets rid of the Pikachu's sturdy ability or whatever. So we can just rescue board out of the active into Joltik. Looks like we're going to Arven here. Might as well. Grab the only tool we got left and an Ultra Ball for once we get rid of this Badu. Throw a second Pikachu down. Maybe. Bravery Charm on the Joltik, I guess. Not sure what I was thinking there. Anyways, Jolting Charge. Boom. 4 energies. Crazy, crazy acceleration. Like, boom. Now Pikachu's charged up. I can attack with Iron Hands next turn. Especially with a Crispin. I can get him ampy very much. Counter catches up the Miraidon. Itchy Pollen again. Not sure why he did that. I have the rescue board. Throw the second Pikachu down. Into Joltik again. Look at that, 6 energies. Now all that's left in my deck is Psychics and Metal Energies. Boss's Orders up the Miraidon. Really not sure what we're doing here with the Miraidon. Go for the arm press. Couldn't quite find a 4th energy. Decided to save the Arven. We'll be able to use items next turn. Kind of sucks that I have this experience share on the Iron Hands. I don't know why I did that. Future Boost would let me knock... Well, not anymore. It would have let me knock out that Charmander. Nest Ball. What are we looking for here? I think I'm just looking. Don't get anything. Find the bosses. And I think I go for that Charmander. No, I go for the... I take the... So I know he's got nothing in his hand just because how he played last turn. And I'm getting a knockout this turn no matter what. So I want to get that Pheasantipity out of here. Excuse me. Because Pheasantipity has the ability where if a Pokemon gets knocked out in your opponent's turn, you get to draw 3 cards. So I want him to dead draw. I know he's got nothing going for him. So just hope he doesn't top deck. Take this Pheasantipity for another 2 prize cards, and then maybe I'll be able to pull up one of those Charmanders or a Pidgey and amp you very much for the last 2 prizes. Okay, I guess I just go for the arm press on the Fez. Oh, I guess I'm going to take 3 prizes right now. And luckily he dead draws. Alright, good play. Just gonna thin out my deck maybe. Maybe get Joltik evolved. Yep. Get that into play. And boom, 3 prizes. I hate the Paradox Pokemon. This game's almost over. I'm going to yap about that for a little bit. I think that I hated Ultra Beasts too. I just think they look fucking weird. Like, is that too crazy of me? Like, they're just not Pokemon. And neither are the Ultra Beasts. I hate all of those too. Sometimes Pokemon grow on me a little bit. The Ultra Beasts and the Paradox just have not. I just think they're just the most not Pokemon of all time. And I know that's kind of like a Gen 1er mentality, and I hate that. And I try not to gatekeep. But holy fuck, are they just the ugliest things, and they're just not even Pokemon. Anyways, off my soapbox, playing against, this is the Brute Bonnet deck. He churns hella in this first turn here. He churns hella. Gets the Squawk ability. That's an old ass card. Squawk ability's been around for a long ass time. This deck is just kind of annoying. I feel like it's not even that great. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so here's how this kind of goes. We get the Miraidon out to get several more Pokemon out. And we're gonna Joltik this turn, I believe. We got an energy, yep. And I got another Nest Ball in my hand, so I can just grab the Joltik with that. Throw Experience Share onto Joltik for if it dies. Not a great play because Poison doesn't trigger Experience Share. But whatever. So there's 4 energies right there. I like just the kind of... I like tool... Well... I was going to say I like toolbox decks, but I really don't actually. But this one is really fun because it has the... It's got the big swingers with Pikachu, and also the kind of techie Iron Hands that just lets you pick off the little bitches. I don't know, I just really clicked with this deck. I'll probably keep playing this meta. Let's see, I got a little list here of what I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about collectors, if you can feel my air quote. You know, you talk about scalpers who just like resell shit on eBay, but are collectors really that much better? Like who can I pick on? Like Dirium's Pokemon. Like, I've been watching him for a long ass time, and I would say he's even been around since before like the scalping craze kind of went crazy. So here we go. We're gonna do Iron Leaves again. Love that. Get rid of his iron, or I mean, his energy. We're gonna grab Supporter for next turn, hopefully, and probably a rescue board. Oh, Power Glass, I guess. No, Bravery Charm, sure. Oh, this Bravery Charm actually is great because it the math works out pretty good for Iron Leaves now. Boom, see ya. Okay, Dirium's, you know, you watch these videos where it's like opening 10,000 packs, and it's like, wow, okay, like, are you really that much better than a fucking scalper? Like, you just open them for content and then you sell them. Like, I don't know. But that being said, I do like watching those because I'm just like a degenerate gambler anyways, and I like watching people open packs and like gacha and shit. Like the should I open it or should I keep it sealed guy. Like, those are fun videos, and it's like, I don't know, cognitive dissonance. Overall, collectors, not a huge fan of them. I had another, I was gonna go somewhere else with that, but no, I don't remember. Oh, grading. Yeah, I don't know. Like, so they get the cards and then they fucking grade them, and there's this huge economy of like graded Pokemon cards, but like I just don't get it. Like, I just don't. Like, as a player, like, I want to play with those cards, and I get they Pokemon kind of baits it. Like, they have hella secret rares and alternate arts and shit. And it's like, obviously, you don't want to play with those since, you know, they are nicer and they're meant for collectors. But, like, I don't know, like, why would you want to grade something and then, like, set it on your shelf when it's, like, a functional thing that you can use to, like, play the game? You know? I just don't like it. Same with video game grading. That being said, I do have a couple graded video games, but I also just have regular copies of those games. And I only have 2 games, and they're like 2 of my favorite games of all time. So they're just kind of like nostalgic pieces. I can't imagine ever getting more than that, though. Like, maybe you get your favorite card art graded, and that's it. I don't know. Just not a huge fan. So here you go, back with Galvantula. We're going to do this attack again. Math works out nicely. We're going to smack this Brute Bonnet. Get rid of all of his energy again. Galvantula's nice too because it's a 1 prizer and we run a lot of 2 prizers. So make him work for his knockouts. Or for his 6 prizes. Make him play a 7 prize game. Don't know what I'm trying to do here. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even looking at the screen the entire time. I was just ranting about collectors. I guess we pull up the Roaring Moon here. I like, you know, the Roaring Moon, that's like Salaman's, like his paradox or whatever. Like, I like the regional forms. I think those are cool. It's like Monster Hunter and like the subspecies. I think that makes so much sense because, like, you know, obviously Pokemon look, or animals would look different, like, across the world and evolution, whatever. But, like, I don't know. It's too much. Like, yeah, Roaring Moon evolved into Salamence over millions of years or whatever, but, like, it's just too much. Well, I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about. I win this game. Obviously. Arvin for the prime catcher to pull up Petrunter or something, I don't know. Squackabilly. Boom, there we go. I like the A-Specs too. A-Specs were around when I was playing back in the day. Computer Search. Woof. What a card. Okay, this game is against the guy who... This guy was undefeated going into this. This is the last round of Swiss. He's playing Gardevoir. I think... You know, the distribution of decks this tournament was pretty interesting. I think there was only one person playing Hop's deck and only one person playing N's deck. And they got first and second. And then I think this is the only Gardevoir player. And I think the rest were playing Dragapult. There was a few other Joltik boxes. There was only like 20 people in this tournament, by the way. Yeah. So there was just kind of one-offs that just kind of ran through the tournament. Got a great start here. This is what we're looking for. Joltik in the active. Ultra Ball to find Miraidon. I was able to get a really great start. I think this deck kind of hits like... It felt like it hit maybe... 70% of the time. But in the last 2 games, you'll see that 30% of the time, twice in a row. So boom, Miraidon for our little guys here. Arvin, I think I'll grab the experience share, yep. And, what else? Maybe get Crispin for next turn with the Pokegear. Oh, another Arvin. Alright, we got options for next turn. Experience share on the Pikachu. Boom, 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 boom. Leave the grass energy off of the Pikachu because it'll be getting it from Joltik most likely. And so that we can amp you very much next turn with Iron Hands. So he's only got 1 routes down. Kind of has to pump up his Mew a little bit just to be able to restart. I'm not sure I agree with that. This Mew just kind of sucks. It doesn't do shit. So boom, Brass's orders, Curlia, rescue board out. I mean, can't ask for a fucking better start than that. And Arvin for next turn. Bang, there's his Curlia gone. So great start for me, bad start for him. I don't know if he just misplayed that, or I guess he'd get the secret box here. I don't know if he misplayed his starting hand or if he just kind of dead drew, but I mean that's what you're looking for with the Joltik box. Gets all that shit. Night Stretcher to get a Ralts back up. Artisan to get a Ralts up. I don't think he gets Ralts here. Oh, yeah, he gets Monkey Dory. This Monkey Dory is the fucking bane of my existence. This thing is so annoying. These poison decks and these like little chip damage decks with these Monkey Dories. Oh my god. It's a great card, don't get me wrong, and it really fucks over Pikachu. But yeah, this is a nice play here by him. Goes into the Latios, or brings up Latios, and then brings Fluttermane. Fluttermane shuts down abilities, so I cannot retreat. But I get the Prime Catcher and Future Booster, which is very nice. Get the Ralts up. Want to shut down the Gardevoir, obviously, and take another 2 prizes. I think he just forfeits right here. Yep, boom. So that was the undefeated guy going into Top Cut. Here is Top Cut. So this is the guy that I just played, this Gardevoir here. So now he's 4-1. 8 ults is who I'll end up playing. He's the only guy playing Hop. Hop's deck was Zacian and Snorlax. Trainer Gold, this is the guy with his end deck. I played this guy, I think. Yeah, that was just the guy I played in game 4. I think this is the Charizard guy I played too. So there you go. That's what it looked like going into top 4. Now Top Cut, pretty pathetic. You'll see. So he wants to go first. I want to go second, obviously, so that's nice. Get the Ursaluna, which is probably the worst Pokemon I want to start with, just because of the high retreat cost and the high attack cost. You know, Ursaluna, it has its place. I think I've used it once or twice in games, just randomly. Not sure if it's a great fit for this deck. I think there's probably other Pokemon that I could play instead, just for a 240 damage attack. So this is the first time I've ever played against Hop's deck as well, so I didn't quite understand how it worked at first. Really what you're looking for is just to get that Hops band and to kind of put damage around the board. With the Snorlax and the Hops band, you're doing 90 damage to the active and then 30 to a bench for 0 energy, which is pretty cool. So I'm Miraidon to get my 2 guys out. Attach and pass. Really nothing I could do there. I think the Mew was prized. I think I was looking for that. That would have been nice to get some cards down. Genesect shuts down A-Spec cards. So there goes my Prime Catcher out. So that sucks. So I am thoroughly stuck in the active with Ursaluna. I decide to attach to my other Pokemon instead of attaching to Ursaluna to try and get him out, because I figure he's just gonna die now to these little 90s. And energy is so important in this deck. I don't want a single energy in the discard if I can help it. Give him the thumbs down. I got shit. He Pokegears, I fucking cross my fingers. He pulls Iono and just slams it on the table, but he doesn't. Goes for the bosses against the Pikachu. Not good. I don't have the metal in my hand. If I did, this would be sick, but I don't. He's gonna break the sturdy and continue to get damage on my iron hands, I believe. So it seems like, I don't know, I would like to play... Oh, he goes for Ursa. I'd like to play this deck when I have a good start, because I feel like, I don't know, this N and the Hop decks, they just feel like, they just feel not great. They just feel slow, and in a meta where I got a Pikachu that swings for 300, like hitting for 90 on 2 Pokemon and hitting for 90 and 30, like it doesn't matter how easy it is to get out and to set up. Like it just seems bad. But then again, I do lose to this guy in 2 games, so there you go. Get the Joltik out a little later than I'd like, but here's the energy acceleration. Snorlax's big, so put him up, but of course he's got Latias, so God, Latias is good. I mean, that's just so good. I mean, I remember I was talking about Blastoise Keldeo. You needed Keldeo and a Float Stone to get free retreat, I guess. And I mean, that's a little more powerful since it can go through special conditions, but man, Latias should just be in every deck, it seems like. Except it only works for basic Pokemon, so any basic deck, I guess. After this game, or this like set, I took the Clefairy out and the 2 Psychic Energies out. I'll have the deck list in the description, by the way. Or I'll have the link to the tournament and you can fucking look at them yourself. There's 2 Psychic Energies. I took them out for a Metal and a Lightning Energy, and then I took the Clefairy out for a Switch. And I haven't tested that yet, but you know, there was just a couple points in this game where it was like, if I didn't have that primed catcher, I kind of would have been SOL, or in this tournament. So there's the Monkey Dory. Just these little chip decks. It just doesn't seem good to me, but whoops my ass anyways. I have nothing in my hand, so I think I just... Yeah, that Monkey Dory was huge for him. If he wouldn't have gotten that 30 off, I would have been able to take 3 prizes this turn, but alas. Why did I not knock that out? Am I missing something? What? That was... Alright, this game's over anyways. That might have been it. Well, that... I don't know. Let's just not even talk about that. I wasn't winning that game regardless of... whatever. Game 2. Hoping for a little bit better start. I had a really bad one last game. Opt to go second, obviously. I'm just pulling up the tournament page from last night here. Oh, I didn't quite understand how the seating or the standings worked at the end. Because it said I got 4th, but the two people who got 1st and 2nd were my only 2 losses this tournament, and then the other person in top 4 was the Gardevoir player who I beat, but I still got 4th, and the Gardevoir got 3rd. So I didn't quite understand that. I guess he did win against this guy I'm playing in round 1, so maybe that's why he's above me. But I beat him. I don't know. Whatever. I was in the money. Let's see, I haven't even checked yet. I'm not even paying attention to this fucking game. Hey, I got some packs anyways. I haven't opened them yet. Okay, let's talk about the game. I started with Clefairy, which was the final straw. Like, this thing is fucking trash. Get it out of my deck immediately. I mean, there's just no redeeming factor to this. Like, I don't have Crispin, so I can't attack this turn. I guess I just go for Miraidon and Smackdown. I just get one of them, I think, in case they can attack next turn. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, okay. I just go for the Pikachu because I don't want any bench damage to come onto an Iron Hands before I slap it down, or before I get it powered up. So next turn I'll get Iron Hands and Joltik out. Like, man, this just blows. Like, we don't play any draw supporters in this deck. Just the Arvin and the Crispin and the bosses, and we play 4 of each of those. And really it works. I mean, this deck can get everything it needs. You know, we're not trying to dig for energies. We have lots of ways to get Pokemon out. And that's really all you need, right? But it is just lacking in the switching department, especially when you get these fucking trash-ass starts here. So he doesn't even knock me out, he gets me to 180, so he can fucking do some other shit next turn. Catch her up some other Pokemon and hit it on the bench. Boo, I say. No energy, so I don't want to bring Joltik out. I just draw and pass. That's all I can do. Any Hyper Blowers. So he'll get the Clefairy on the bench. Sadly. And some good damage onto Miraidon. I am able to use Pheasantipity this turn, and I top deck the Crispin. So that is everything I need to get started here. But that being said, is just a couple turns and a couple prizes too late. I just am not able to bring this game back. I try my damnedest, but alas. Guess I go for another Pikachu. Okay. I guess I'm going to attack this turn. Pheasantipity. I'm going to try and catch her up the Latias so he doesn't retreat anymore. I mean, not really much you can do there. I would have liked to attack the Zacian probably, but Prime Catcher, obviously, I have to bring something up. And of course, he just Night Stretchers into the Latias again. Gives me a new hand, though. Future Booster could be big. I will need to use, probably need to use Iron Hands, just because I don't have that much energy in my deck to attack with Pikachu 3 times. So that little extra damage will go a long way. Especially if he can't hit the Archulodon. But he does, obviously, but if he can't hit the Archulodon and I can amp you very much or whatever the hell. And it's looking like he's taking a couple prizes next turn again, so go for the Joltik here, I guess. I don't remember what I was thinking. Anyways, yeah, if you like these kind of videos, maybe I'll do them every so often. Just let me know. Go for the Crispin. Get a couple energy onto the board. Maybe next time I'll do live commentary and you can hear my thought processes on some of my moves here instead of just me yapping. Decide to retreat out of the Pikachu to go into Joltik. Really, that's the only way I'm winning this now is by getting some energy acceleration. Notice I attached this metal energy to the Joltik, because I'm only able to accelerate that with the Crispin, and then I have the experience share on the Pikachu on the bench, so if Joltik gets knocked out by an attack, Pikachu will be ready to rock. Of course, though, grabs the Prime Catcher to kill Joltik on the bench, and I do believe that is both of my metal energies in the discard, but thank fuck that I have 2 psychic energies in my deck. What the hell would I do without that? So yeah, I'm only attacking with Iron Hands now the rest of this game, so it's pretty much looking like a wrap. I mean, that's a great Prime Catcher, and he's got 1 prize left, obviously, so all he needs is a boss's orders to get the Miraidon up, and that's that. Just making sure that I've exhausted all my options before pretty much ultimately giving the game over to him. So a little unfortunate. Little unfortunate that we couldn't get it going here, but I'm gonna pull this up here. Bookmarks bar, boom. Okay. Don't want you looking at that. We're gonna walk through this here. Okay, we're ready to go. Yeah, I mean, I had a fun time. These little tournaments are nice, and I appreciate these people who put them on. I know they probably have ulterior motives, like getting people in their Discord or for streaming or whatever, but like, it's nice that they put these on and have a nice little prize pack. Really, it's more for pride than anything. I mean, winning any tournament of any high-level game, I guess if you call this high-level, any game that requires critical thinking, just feels good, you know? But we couldn't do it today. Tried our best, though. And here we go, boom. That'll be the game and the tournament. So, good little run here. Let's look at, whoops. Let's look at the tournament. So here's the final. So that guy went on to win the tournament with his Hops deck. The guy that I lost to, and that was my one Swiss loss, takes second with his Zoroark deck. So here's the guy I beat. He gets third, I guess, because he beat Adolfs and Swiss. And here's me. So here's the deck list. Pretty consistent, too. I know I like to build decks for consistency. I actually took out a Maractus, and the original deck had a Maractus, and I took it out and added Iron Bundle. It just kind of seemed like trash to me. But I guess I don't really get that much use out of the Iron Bundle, too, and that would be kind of... can you do this from the... It's on your bench, okay. It would kind of suck to start with that Pokemon, too. Holy fuck, get this thing off my screen. Jesus Christ, what the hell even is this? Supporter lineup. Pretty standard. Nah, I guess not even standard at all, really, but good for this deck. Pokegear is pretty good for getting with Arvin. Fuck, you guys just watch an hour-long video of me showing how this deck works. You're probably fine. Don't need me to look through Um, didn't play any Dragapult. One Blissey, I'm kind of glad that I missed that one because that would be a bitch. I mean, I can... God, fuck this ad shit. You can hit it with Pikachu, but there's really no shot in hell that Iron Hands would ever be able to knock out a Blissey just by how it heals and shit. I don't even know what this hell this Surledge shit is. Oh yeah, this is that, you accelerate energy and then discard, I think, right? Oh, discard the energy. Okay, well, there you go. Top cut. Oh, I guess I got third. Okay, whatever. So there you go. Third place tournament. Like I said, let me know if you like this shit. I'll make more. I like playing the game. I like Pokemon. You probably know that already. If you stuck with this video for this long, thank you. You might be psychotic. If you made it this far, go ahead down and put in the comments. Joltik Box is the worst deck. Never play again. With a smiley face. Type that in the comments if you've been watching this far. Alright, thank you. Bye. Haha.